Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm thinking about a certain devotee who used to chant this song. Kind of missing Mayurisaki. This is one of her favorites. It's a very beautiful voice.
Yeah,
So
we miss her.
yeah, we miss her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So welcome everybody. Chant a little bit more.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Pardon.
Another song. You know this one? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaur Premanande. All glories to the seven devotees. Hare Krishna. So, we should speak a little bit of the Bhagavad
Vill
Gita.
du sitta där eller vill du
Jag
sitta
tror jag
på
får göra det
Eller
nu.
en stol kan du
Ja,
ganska...
tack. Jag får nog göra det. Bara väcka mitt ben så att jag kan
Ja, precis.
förflytta mig över golvet. Så. Sleeping. Man vill inte snubbla på vägen.
Nej, precis.
Okej.
Eller gå i hundare.
Ja, just det. Jag förstår.
Vi ska singa Damodar och Damodar.
Yes.
Om det sjunger han så följer det.
Okej, vi försöker. You'll bring this one?
Ja.
Prabhu, vill du ha stolen?
Ja, jag tar den stora.
Räcker det med de två?
Ja. Jag tar den här. Så. Här gjorde du så bra så du får ta Bhakta Madhavpuri också. Du har inte fått blåsor på fingrarna. Okej. Då tar jag kartelas kanske. Så. Det har vi.
Ja, under bordet.
Under bordet finns det, okej. Tack, Hare Krishna. Nej. Okej. Så. Kom. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jayo Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari Jayo Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranyana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranyana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopi Janna Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunya Bihari. Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, ki jai. La Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol. So, today we will study a verse from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 12, text number 11, which is a verse that could be maybe a little bit strange, depending. We are celebrating the Damodar Lila today, but you will figure it out. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So I guess I just read the Sanskrit. Krishna is answering a question from Arjuna. So this is part of his answer. Ataitadapya shaktosi kartumadyogamashrita sarvakarma phala tyagam tata kuru yatatmavan. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated. So I'll read Prabhupada's purport. It may be that one is unable even to sympathize with the activities of Krishna consciousness because of social, familiar, religious consideration, or because of some other impediments. If one attaches himself directly to the activities of Krishna consciousness, there may be objections from family members or so many other difficulties. For one who has such a problem, it is advised that he sacrifice the accumulated result of his activities to some good cause. Such procedures are described in the Vedic rules. There are many descriptions of sacrifices and special functions for the full moon day, and there are special work in which the result of one's previous action may be applied. Thus, one may gradually become elevated to the state of knowledge. It is also found that when one who is not even interested in the activities of Krishna consciousness gives charity to some hospital or some other social institution, he gives up the hard-earned results of his activities. That is also recommended here because by the practice of giving up the fruits of one's activities, one is sure to purify his mind gradually. And in that purified stage of mind, one becomes able to understand Krishna consciousness. Of course, Krishna consciousness is not dependent on any other experience, because Krishna consciousness itself can purify one's mind. But if there are impediments to accepting Krishna consciousness, one may try to give up the results of his actions. In that respect, social service, community service, national service, sacrifice for one's country, etc., may be accepted so that someday one may become coming to the stage of pure devotional service to the Supreme Lord. In Bhagavad Gita 1846, we find is stated, Yatha pravrittir bhutanam. If one decides to sacrifice for the supreme cause, even if he does not know that the supreme cause is Krishna, he will come gradually to understand that Krishna is the supreme cause by the sacrificial method. Okay. Ataitad apyashaktosi kartum mad yogam ashrita sarva karma palam tyagam tata kuru yatatmavam. If, however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-satisfied. Om Aginatin Randasya Ganangena Shalakaya Shakshurum Militam Yana Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha Mukam Karote Vachalam Pangum Langate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Mande Shri Gurum Dinataranam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, one may ask, what does this verse has to do with Damodar Lila? Right? That's a good question. Krishna has been describing the personal feature of the Supreme Lord previously in the Bhagavad Gita, the impersonal feature, different kinds of yoga, and finally in the 11th chapter, the chapter just preceding this, he's showing his universal form even. So Krishna has been going over the whole thing. And the first question Arjuna asks in this chapter is, please Krishna, now you have described all these things. Who is the best? Is it the devotee or is it the impersonalist? He's asking Krishna. Make it clear once and for all. You know. Of course, Arjuna knows because he already has a relationship with Krishna. It's about association. You cannot associate with something. You have to associate with some person. And that person in all religions happen to be God. And God is a person. We can understand this. So Arjuna is asking the question just to be clear, because impersonalism can be kind of tricky. In India and in the Vedic tradition, there are two classes of men. There are the personalists and there are the impersonalists. And both are worshipping the supreme absolute truth in different aspects, right? I forgot to ask, is there somebody here for the first time? You are first time, but you understand English?
Yes.
Good. And you also do? Not first time? No. No, okay, good. All right. So we can understand that when people are into spiritual life, especially in the West here, and also in the East like China, and Japan and these places, they are much more into impersonalism. Like Buddhism is like a voidism. They're not even talking about impersonalism, they're talking about nothingness mostly. If you go to the Zen Buddhist tradition, other kinds of Buddhism and impersonalists, they talk about the totality, Brahman, everythingness, the light, etc. But that is the two different classes of men. And among the impersonalists, you have those who are directly opposed to God, they're basically inimically inclined, saying that God doesn't exist as a person. This is just Maya, it's illusion. And the supreme goal is for us to one day become one with the total energy, with the spirit, with the Brahman. And then you have the other impersonalists. They basically, you can call them Brahmavadis, because they worship the supreme in this Sat aspect, in this aspect of Brahman, substance. And some of them, they even worship demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesh, Saraswati, Durga Devi, etc., because they want to attain Brahman. And then when they start to get enlightened, they kind of skip all this deity worship, because they just use the forms to reach the Brahman. So these are the impersonalists. And what Krishna answers Arjuna is quite interesting. There is a text saying, Klesha dikaratas tesham, avyakta sakta chetasam. Avyakta means the unmanifest. And klesha means trouble. Are you in trouble? Klesha. That is, you have the adidaivika klesha, adibautika klesha, and adiatmika klesha. That's trouble caused by yourself, trouble caused by other beings, and trouble caused by supreme power, like natural catastrophe. So you have different kind of klesha on top of the suffering, which is the birth, death, disease, and old age. So it's very troublesome for those who worship the avyakta, the unmanifest. So Krishna starts right away saying, Arjuna, as a direct answer, the one who fixes his mind on the Lord, that's an important point. Fix your mind. You have full concentration. Just like when you're in love with somebody, you can't think about anything else, about that person. So you fix your mind. And second thing, you do service, you do seva to please that other person. Yeah? Then that person is the topmost yogi. He already said in the 6th chapter, Yoginam api sarvesham, one who makes me the goal of life. He's the topmost yogi. However, the impersonalists, the jnani, those are into speculative knowledge, they also reach me gradually, in due course, even though it's troublesome and it may take many, many millions of lifetimes. So if he's sincere and worship and is equal to everyone, equipoised, and following the regulative principles of Vedas, then he will also reach Krishna. But it's a little bit like, you go to the airport, and if you have a VIP express lane, you pay a little extra and then you go there. A few minutes later, you're through the security and you can start boarding the airplane. While most of the other people, they stand in line for hours sometimes, waiting for the security. So, yeah, we can be impersonalists, but then it comes with a price. While the direct way to direct association with Supreme Lord Krishna, Bhakti Yoga, love and devotion, that brings you very quickly. And he says that too. For such a person, he frees him very quickly. In the end of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityaya. Generally, people who goes through Dharma, they are more or less impersonalists because they do pious activities for sense gratification. They will have a reward, which is fine. At least you follow Dharma, some kind of Dharma. But if you simply surrender to Krishna on the spot, Mam ekam sharanam braja, aham tvam sarva papya, all the sins I will take care of immediately. Moksha bhimashucha. Don't fear, I'll take care of everything. I will liberate you, take away all the sinful activities, reactions. So that's the power of Bhakti Yoga, which is actually what Krishna propounds in the Bhagavad Gita. He just speaks about all these other things just to give it a context. And what Arjuna asked this question, who is the best, a devotee or an impersonalist? Arjuna knows he's a personalist. He has a relationship with Krishna as a friend. So what Arjuna actually is asking is basically, what's the use of wasting time of being an impersonalist? That's his real question. So why am I speaking about this? Because today, actually starting yesterday, is the month of Kartik. We celebrated Damodar Vrata, which is the fantastic Leela when the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the one and only powerful God, allows himself to be captured and bound by the love of his pure devotee. This is the topmost level of intimacy, Most of the worship of God that we have experienced from in this world, especially here in the West, is worship with respect and veneration. God is great, Al Akbar. God is great, and we are very small. And sometimes we even fear God. Oh, I've been a sinner, so now God will send me to hell, so I will burn. That's not a very good start of a relationship, I would say. If one of us is scared to death and the other one is supposed to be the punisher, the grim reaper, or, fire and brimstone, you will go to hell. So we have different view on relationship in Vaishnava tradition. So we're celebrating the topmost intimacy where the love is so pure, we don't want anything from God, we just want to serve. We just want to serve Krishna, surrender to Krishna. Yeah, it's so beautiful. So we start here, and then we go back to the day's verse, and we're going to work our ways upwards. How do we get there? It's very important to know. And to know what process we should employ, it's good to know who we are. Where am I in spiritual life? We may not be aware. Am I a beginner? Am I a, middle level devotee or like this? So, like we did yesterday in Lund, we played this Cinderella game. All knows the story about Cinderella, right? Beautiful princess who was not a princess but was a princess, and the prince fell in love with her, and at this 12 o'clock she had to go away, and she dropped her shoe. But before that, the prince lost his heart to this beautiful girl. So he went all over the place to find the girl whose foot fit the shoe. So what I'm going to talk about now, you can think about, does this sound like me? Am I such or am I such? So if the shoe fit, wear it. And then you know how to proceed. Okay? We play the Cinderella game. That's okay. Good. Now, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a great acharya in our tradition, and he was very structured. He was working as a magistrate, so he classified the living beings, the condiving living beings, in different categories. First of all, he classified the non-moving living beings and the moving living beings. That's pretty clear. Non-moving living beings is like plants, trees. These are also the kind of food that devotees take. We eat non-living beings. Jiva jivasya jivanam. One living being is the food for somebody else. But we don't eat living beings that move around on the earth, like fish or, meat. Eggs move also if you roll them. Anyway, so it works like that. So when it comes to spiritual life and making progress, not much can be said really about the non-moving living beings, because they are basically running on autopilot. They reach, from being a grass, they finally become a tree maybe, and then all of a sudden they can become a moving living being. It's not much to be said about the animal kingdom either, really. It's very rare. Maybe if somebody takes a birth as a dog and end up in Shivananda Sena's team, been cared for, given prasad, Jagannath prasad, and then you go back home to Godhead, by Lord Chaitanya. But normally dogs and cats and fishes, reptiles, insects, birds, they don't have much to do with spiritual life. So that leaves us with the human beings. And the human beings are easily divided in two categories too. One are the suras, the godly. The other ones are the asuras. Right? And there Bhaktivinoda, he gets very interesting because he classifies people in atheists and theists. So one may say that theists are the godly people. Yes, because they admit that there is a God and God should be obeyed. The lowest class, the asuras, are the immoral atheists. Atheists are those who deny the existence of God or against Him, and they are not interested in God. They don't want to follow any rules because there are some laws of the universe. Everybody knows that, even the atheists. There's unwritten rules. You have the law of gravity. That's one of the laws. This is there, and even the atheists know we have to abide by the law of gravity. Otherwise, I wouldn't take the elevator or take the stairs. I will just jump out the window on the second or the 20th floor, something like that. So they know how to abide. There's a night and there's day. There's so many regulations in this material world. But they may not attribute those to the creation of God, but they know they follow it. Even moral rules. They know that if they're nice to people, they sell more goods. And they can sell it more expensive. If they're honest, if they're polite, cleanliness is good because then you don't get sick. So even some atheists, they are called moral atheists. So they are like on the tipping point, so to speak. They can, and this is basically what Krishna is talking about here. If you're a moral atheist, you're a nice person, you may believe in the great power or something, but gradually, by being nice, you can elevate your consciousness. That's today's verse. He doesn't even speak about God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. He said, you're a nice person. You sacrifice part of your fruits. You can give to Greenpeace or Doctors Without Borders and Save the Dolphins or Greta Thunberg or, Red Cross. You do that. You're kind of a atheistically God-polite person. And Krishna says clearly here, you can serve the society, you can serve the military, go and fight in Afghanistan for your country. And you will gradually, slowly, with a lot of trouble, but you are on the right path. However, this is not what is recommended in our Hare Krishna movement. So I guess in the Cinderella game, I don't think that this shoe would fit anybody, because if you're an atheist, even if you were a nice atheist, you wouldn't be here today. You have some feeling for a divine power, isn't it? Right? Yeah. So that's the tipping point. The immoral atheists, those who violate the morals and the laws of the world, they go down. They will go back to the animal kingdom, and further they will go to the hellish planetary systems. Because even though this is not a place which is meant for pure devotees of the Lord, we don't come here to serve the Lord. All of us came here to serve our senses and try to be the Lord and have some fun, separate from the Lord. But if we do that in a civilized way, following Dharma, if you follow Dharma, you will get some reward, and then you will get some sense gratification. You're a good person. A good person is not necessarily a devotee. However, the other one is true. If you are a devotee, then you're a good person. So we don't have to have a vote. There are no immoral atheists in this room. Maybe me. And there's no moral atheists, right? Now we come to the other category, the moral theists. Those are people who actually believe in God and they know that the laws are coming, like the 10 Commandments. The Quran is full of so many rules and regulations and like that. So we accredit the universal laws to God in one way or the other. And because it's stated in the Bhagavatam, Dharman tu sakshat Bhagavat pranitam. All dharma, all the morals, all the laws came from God originally, right? So if you follow them, you're a good person. If you follow them and also know that it's coming from God, and you follow them because you have some connection to God, then you go to the church, once a month or once a week, or like my parents, they used to go to church once every year, the day after Christmas, which is, it's better than nothing. So they're on the right path, slightly on the right path, So these are called moral theists, people who believe in God and go to church, go to the temple, synagogue, sometimes. So does it fit to me? Am I a moral theist? Maybe. Maybe some of you are interested in going to the mosque or the synagogue or the church or the temple once a month, once a week, or, we give something a little bit in the collection box and, that's fine. That's a moral theist, according to Bhakti Thakur. Then comes to the sadhaka. Sadhaka means a person who is making sadhana. Sadhana means regulated devotional service. To sadhya. Sadhya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is a sadhaka then? Yeah, I'll read it to you. Just to go back, the sadhana bhakta acts under the direction of a spiritual master or a spiritual authority. Take advice, rise early in the morning, take a bath, enter the temple, offer prayers, chant Hare Krishna, collect flowers, offer to the deity, cook foodstuffs and offer to the deity, take prasadam, take the food, offer, listen to the Bhagavad Gita and to the Srimad Bhagavatam. These are what the spiritual teacher said, these are the characteristics of a sadhana. That means you do that regulated, basically every day. Sometimes we fail because we have other things to do, or we are sick or something. But sadhana means regulated devotional service. You do these things. Reading, offering food, chanting. So I think we have quite a few sadhana bhaktas in this room, right? So the shoe fit there. Yes. If you're not sadhana bhakta, it's very easy to become one because there's clear instructions what to do. And we can give it a try. Introduce, maybe not everybody takes a bath every morning, take a shower. Then we can introduce that. Maybe not everybody offers the food. If you're a strict sadhana bhakta, if you're a devotee like that, association means, according to Rupa Goswami, 6 things. You meet with another devotee, you can exchange gifts. You give somebody, and the gift is always like that it will help the other devotee in spiritual life. Something that, if I meet with Mohini, for example, I wouldn't give her a DVD of a murder movie or something like that. That will not really help you in devotional service. But maybe I found this new cookbook coming out. I know you're a good cook already, but you may be interested in trying this one. So then I give her something that will strengthen and nourish her loving devotional service to Krishna. Similarly, we can meet and we talk a bit confidentially. We reveal a heart. I have this problem, or maybe I ask your advice, you ask my advice. So we share our values. We don't do that with atheists or materialists, because materialists are not interested in God consciousness. Materialists are interested in sense gratification. Where can I find the next beautiful girl that I can use or enjoy, or where can I buy liquor, or where can I, so many things. This is the association in simple terms between atheists. So devotees, they don't seek the association. And then finally, speaking about cooking, you serve prasadam, food offered to Krishna, to a devotee, and they eat. So it's taking and giving of food. So if you associate with restaurants, you go out and eat food cooked by non-devotees, not offered to Krishna, that's one area that one can improve in one sadhana, to tell oneself, I will not go and eat pizza here and there, because it affects my consciousness. Because when you associate with somebody, you get affected. If you associate with a pure devotee, the pure devotee helps you purify your mind. It brings you closer to God. If you associate with a materialist, they will bring you down. They will affect your consciousness, like this. Now, standing in line in Coop or ICA or sitting in the same bus with atheists or even demons, that's okay, because we don't associate with them. We can share some polite words. Hello, sir, how are you today? But we don't sit down and reveal our hearts and talk about Krishna's pastimes and like that. We don't share a meal like this with somebody who has impure habits and eating, meat and like that. So this is a sadhana bhakta. And one can improve one's sadhana by becoming more and more regulated like this, right? And then the topmost level of devotees is the Raganuga Bhakti. Through the sadhana process, you have purified your heart, Chirto Darpana Marjana Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, to the level that you can actually engage spontaneously. As soon as you see a person, wow, this is a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, and Krishna is there in his heart, a super soul. You see everything connected with Krishna, one way or the other. And for such a person, it's not necessary to follow all the rules and regulations of the Vedas, like that, or the sadhana. So, what Krishna is talking about in this verse, if I go back, that's basically moral atheist. And the moral theist, he can do work for Krishna. You can build a temple, you can build an office. Krishna is the owner of these things. You can live in the temple, but remember that Krishna is the owner. You can clean the temple. You can cultivate a temple garden. You can help propagating the Krishna consciousness movement. You can help with publications. And you can support the devotees who are spreading Krishna consciousness. And in this way, by being a moral theist, you do your best, maybe once a week in the temple, you help clean up afterwards, clean the dishes or whatever. You've been drawn closer to Krishna, like this, drawn closer to become a sadhana bhakti, Like devotees generally follow the dharmic principle of non-violence, so we don't eat meat, fish and eggs. We follow the rule of cleanliness and purity. We don't have illicit sexual connection with people outside of marriage, like that. We follow principle of austerity, sense control. We don't take intoxication, like we don't take alcohol or drugs or something like that. And we follow the rule of compassion. We don't eat the flesh of other moving living beings. So these are the 4 legs of Dharma, which has very little to do with spiritual life. It's not that you become a devotee because you follow these rules. No, it takes time. These rules is to make you a civilized human being. You become a civilized human being. You can even be an atheist that follows the 4 regulative principles. And then you're a civilized atheist, a moral atheist. So what we also do, we chant Hare Krishna. This is the Yuga Dharma, the specific religious principle meant to elevate you to a platform where you can develop love of God. You don't develop love of God by not eating meat or by abstaining from alcohol, but you do it from chanting Hare Krishna. Yeah? So that's what the devotees do. And that's done on the sadhana platform. So finally, Krishna says in this verse, you can be, a moral atheist. You don't give anything to Krishna, but you're very keen on giving to, like I said, Greenpeace or Red Cross, and you want to reduce the suffering of the world. This is nice. So the act of surrendering something of your fruits, you work very hard all week, and then you give something, that is nice. Just like if you're a simple servant, if you work on a factory or you serve your employer, you serve your teacher in the school, you serve your family, you serve the government or the tax department. Just the function of service is good, because that brings you a little bit closer to Krishna. The housewife, at least in the old days, before most women were encouraged to buy a SUV and leather jacket and tattoos and grow a mustache, Now, before they used to serve the family. The husband, even when I was a child, 5 million years ago, my father used to go to work hard and brought home the money, and my mother used to work hard in the home, cooking and sewing and cleaning and taking care of children and stuff like that. Now this has all changed, but the fact that the woman was serving is a benefit. She has an advantage. Nowadays everybody wants to be the lords. That's the criteria of the asuras actually. Ishvaroham aham bogi. Siddhuham balavansuki. I am the Lord, I am the enjoyer. Everybody should serve me. Whether I'm a man or a woman, I should be served. So then you lose your capacity of service, of caring. So it's very good. Even if you don't care for Krishna or his devotees, you care for something, that's a small step for mankind, or for man. So Krishna says that in this text. So some people, they shouldn't give this up. But when you come longer, then you realize, well, I'm already giving away. I'm sending money to my family in India, which is good. Maybe my parents are suffering, but maybe I should take a little bit of that money and give directly to Krishna, to his devotees, for spreading Krishna consciousness movement. Because what happens? You water the root of the tree. And when you water the root, all the branches and twigs and leaves, they get nourishment. It's there right in the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam. So you transfer your willingness to serve others a little bit, piece by piece, to serve Krishna. And by that, everybody else will be benefited anyway. And you don't have any obligations to your forefathers, to the demigods, to anyone, if you're serving the Supreme Personality Godhead, because you're watering the root. And in this way, you can gradually make advancement, more and more and more. You come to the platform of spontaneous devotional service. You can develop a direct relationship with Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead, without any barriers or impediments of fear or respect or veneration. Even it's described in the Damodar Ashtakam, we're going to sing in a little while, that the Lord became afraid of the devotee. He was crying out of fear, Mama, don't punish me, don't. And he enjoys that. How can we understand? Whatever is in the spiritual world is a great enjoyment. When the gopis, the carved girls, loses Krishna, he disappears from them, and the hearts are almost broken. It's very painful, but that pain is actually the highest bliss in the material world, because there's no such thing. Here it's a perverted reflection. So when there's pain, there's actually suffering like that. You really feel like crap. But in the spiritual world, you so-called suffer, you feel like bliss. We can't understand. When we get there, we will understand. So this is what we're going to celebrate today, that is way above the moral theists or moral atheists, and also somewhat above the sadhaka level. But you can develop a relationship in friendship, in parenthood, protecting the Lord, and in romantic love, passionate romantic love with the Lord. It's very unique for Krishna consciousness. It's also quite unique for the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Vaishnava. Even the other, like Ramanujacharya, Sri, they're more into dasya, with respect, If you go to Narayan in the spiritual world, in Vaikuntha, there's always respect, and like this. So you have to go to Goloka, Vrindavan, to Raj, to experience the topmost sweetness, the Madhura, sweet relationship with God. But it's only for devotees who are the purest in heart, right there. So on the way there, we become sadhakas. I would recommend warmly that we take sadhana bhakti seriously. We take a step from being just a moral theist, but taking good instruction from spiritual authority, associate with advanced Vaishnavas, hear Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam from them, take shelter, their instructions, and instead of giving to the Red Cross or the Greenpeace, you can give dakshin to spiritual masters, to devotees who are spreading the movement and help Krishna consciousness to spread all over the world. Especially, now comes the punchline, this month of Kartik, whatever you do spiritually for Krishna, for his devotees, is amplified 1,000 times. Some scriptures say 100,000 times. So if you offer a lamp to Krishna, it's like offering 1,000 of lamps. If you give 100 crowns to the temple, it's like giving 100,000 crowns to Krishna, like that. So it's good to remember. Started yesterday and it will go on until November 27. And I recommend whatever you do during this month of Kartik will benefit you immensely. If you never tried to chant the Hare Krishna meditation, try it during this month. You do 1 round. How much is that equal in this month?
1,000.
1,000 rounds, yes. And the interesting thing, 1,000 names of Vishnu is equal to 1 name of Ram. Ram is closer to the sweeter. And 3 names of Ram is equal 1 name of Krishna. So if you chant Krishna once, it's equal to how many names of Vishnu? It's turning into math class now. 3,000 names of Vishnu is 1 name of Krishna. Yeah. So think about it. Whatever you want to surrender, when you want to give away to the Krishna consciousness movement, whatever meditation you want to do, if you read 1 page of the Bhagavad Gita in this month, how many pages is that equal to? 1,000! Yes! So take the opportunity. It comes once a year. And it started yesterday. Yeah? So I think this is basically what I wanted to...
Can you tell me what is Kartik? What does it mean? Is it that Krishna was born this 5,000 years ago? Can you explain it?
Well, Kartik is the month where this Damodar Lila takes place. It's also, in the Hindu tradition, we celebrate Diwali. That's the seasons of the light, because it's turning into the darker period. It's always very nice to celebrate the light. And
but is this month, first he was born on Janmashtami, and now this few months later he's doing this.
Yeah, but he's much older. You know, Krishna was capable. What happened was that Madhya Yashoda, I don't know if she gave the gopis a day off or something, but she had to do all the churning and all the kheer. So she was laboring hard. Described how, her cloth was in disorder and flowers, she was sweating. And then in the middle of everything, Krishna wants to have milk, breast milk. But he was, you can see he can walk. So there was breastfeeding the children much, much longer in those days, like that. So Krishna said, I want milk. Okay. So she left the pot on the stove, because boiling. And then he took Krishna on her lap and put the nipple in his mouth so he can suck sweet milk, Madhya Yashoda, like this. And after some time, she was smiling and enjoying the beautiful face of her baby Krishna. And then she looked at the stove. Oh, it's boiling over. She had to take Krishna, put him down, and run to the stove. Take care of the boiling milk. Krishna got very angry. He was furious. So he picked up some stone and he threw it with his little hand. So he wasn't born like some month before, he was some years, I think. She threw it and he broke the pot. The pot broke and all the yogurt came out and like this. And then he just, took and hid away and he fed it to the monkeys, even his friends there, monkeys. So Madhya Yashoda, she fixed the thing with the stove and then she saw broken pot, Krishna gone. She made 1 + 1. He was naughty. So she was looking everywhere and then she saw Krishna. So she tried to sneak up from the back and almost catch him. But Krishna is, mother, she ran away. And she was, big waist, and thin waist. She was laboring hard, breast full of milk, chasing Krishna. He was very fast, running everywhere. Finally, she managed to grab him like this. And when she did it, actually Krishna allowed her to grab him. That's how it works. Nobody can grab the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he was fearing, he was crying and was afraid, oh, mother, don't punish me. And, she had a stick in her hand, Krishna thought she would beat me up, So Krishna, his mascara was pouring down like these black stripes. So don't punish me. And, her heart softened. So she kind of left the stick. But she said he has to have some punishment because he was naughty. So he doesn't run around and do mischief. So I will tie him. They had this grinding mortar, big, heavy wooden thing, which used to grind milk and make cheese or something, much bigger than a small baby can move. So he took Krishna and she wanted to bind him. So she got some rope, put it around his belly. Belly means udara. Udara. There's a verse by Rupa Goswami saying, Vacho vegam, manasa krodha vegam, jiva vegam, udara upasta vegam. That one should control one's senses, the sense of speech, vacha, mana, mind. Vacho vegam, manasa krodha, the force of anger. And then the tongue, jiva, and the belly, you don't feel it too much. And upasta, the genitals. Because if you can't control these things, you control your mind, your speech, your belly, and your anger, then it's problematic to make advancement in spiritual life like this. Yeah. Actually, what Rupa Goswami says is that a person who can control all these things can actually teach everyone in the world. He can be a spiritual master. So, udara means belly, and dhamma means to bind. Dhamma, udara, that becomes Damodar. So that is the form of the Lord who allowed himself to be tied around the belly. So she was just about to make the knot, but there was like 2 inches of rope missing, so she couldn't make the knot. So she went in the house, get some more rope, and then she tried again. It went on for 2 times, 3 times, and she got more and more tired, and was perspiring and breathing heavily. So Krishna thought, well, okay. So the last rope she brought him, put, and then she could tie him. So he was tied to this mortar, he couldn't move. At least so, Mother should have thought, because then she could go back to churning the milk and Krishna would just stay in one place, not running around and doing mischief. However, Krishna could drag this mortar around. So he went out in the courtyard. There were 2 big trees, the Jamal Arjuna trees, that were growing quite close together. So Krishna went in between, and then the mortar was locked between, like this, So, and then they pulled and finally, both those trees, they cracked and fell on the spot. And out of those trees came 2 beautiful, handsome demigods, very, very noble beings. And that was Nala Kuvara, Manigriva, the 2 sons of the demigod Kuvera, who is the, financial minister of the demigods, the treasurer. And if you're sons of a treasurer, you live a pretty luxurious life. You can get whatever you want. So they had everything. They had wine and women, and they were enjoying way back in a lake, swimming with some beautiful young girls. And then came Narada Muni, the great rishi, the sage Narada Muni, and all the girls, they were kind of paid obeisances, that took and shielded their bodies, and left. But the brothers, they were enjoying. So Narada cursed them. You're such lusty people, You have to become trees. You have to stand there, for years and generations, being lusty. But at the end, you will meet the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That was when these sages do things, they curse. It always becomes a blessing, one way or the other.
But was this the same time as when he lived Govardhan? Was it this age, or was it another Kartik?
I'm not sure. I don't know, really. When he was lifting Govardhan, he might have been a little bit older. I'm not sure.
But this is all
Yeah.
in the Kartik.
Because this is in chapter 10 in the Krishna book, in the Bhagavatam. And the next chapter is the crashing of the Jamal Arjuna trees. And I think Govardhan comes 12 chapters. I'm not sure. We have to look it up. But there is a progression of Leelas. The very first one, he was just a little baby infant. That was when Putana came and wanted to kill him by poison. So he couldn't even walk. And then the next one was, I think, Shakatasura. The gopis placed him under this cart. And he was lying there and he was kicking with his legs, and there was a demon. The cart fell apart. And then the Trinavarta, the wind, the hurricane demon, was still, Krishna was very, very small. But he grew bigger and bigger. And later came the bigger demons, also Bakasura, Vatsasura, which is very fascinating to learn, because if you read the Bhaktivinoda Thakur, every demon represents an obstacle in devotional life, like pride, like accepting a false guru, like, all kinds of things. So we can read about that.
Yesterday was full moon and it was part dark.
Okay.
So eclipse.
Partial eclipse.
So maybe that's lucky or something.
Yeah, maybe. Generally, eclipses are inauspicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was just a little bit. I read it somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here in Sweden.
Yeah.
Because when Lord Mahaprabhu was born, little Nimai, there was a total eclipse, and everybody went into Ganges, and to counteract the bad influences. So they believe it's like described in the Bhagavatam that the black planet Rahu is covering, he's a demon, covering the rays of the moon or the sun. So everybody went out in the river chanting Hare Krishna, names of God, to counteract the evil effects of the eclipse. So all the women, all the men from Navadvip, they were saying, Hari, Hari, Hari. And even the Muslims, they were mocking, those Hindus, Hari, Hari there. So they were also chanting Hari. So everybody in the whole Navadvip was chanting because of the eclipse, like that. So that was Damodar. And these beautiful beings, they were freed from the sinful reactions. And as promised by Narada Muni, they got liberated by Krishna himself. They met him face to face. A very beautiful pastime.
So that's why it's Kartik.
Yeah, you celebrate all these things.
Yeah.
Because that happens together, when he was Damodar when he broke the trees.
Okay.
He was called Damodar. Generally, Krishna is a name which is directly related to what he does. Gopinath is the lord of the gopis. Govinda is the master of the cows and the senses. Madhusudana is the killer of the demon Madhu. So that's unlimited names, according to his unlimited activities. So the thing is, we should understand that we are here and we are suffering because we need to be reminded that we don't belong here. We are just like the young man who was loitering in the streets of a big city, had no home, no food, no drink. He was just sitting street corner, and then some gentle person came by. Could be a moral theist or a moral atheist, but he was offering a plate of food, and he was, okay, thank you very much. Here you have food. So he was eating, and his suffering was temporarily alleviated. But then after some time, of course, he gets hungry again. Another person comes. I say, hey, wait a minute. I know you. I recognize you. I know your father. He's a very rich and influential person. He lives there in a big mansion, very wealthy. So I can bring you, I can introduce you to. Then this is like the devotee. They don't only give a plate of food to mitigate some temporary suffering. They want to take away the overall suffering of being in the material world by giving Krishna conscious. So he didn't know. He was ignorant. And ignorance is not really an excuse. I'm suffering because I'm ignorant. Like we were saying yesterday, in India and the UK, they drive the cars on the left side, right? Example given. But in most of the rest of the world, they drive on the right side. So like in Sweden, you come from Sweden and you go to England and you start driving on the right side, because that's how we do it in Sweden. You're immediately going to be stopped by the police. hey, stop, you broke the law, you drove on the left side. Oh, what do you mean? I didn't know. You're driving on the left side here? And then they write the ticket, here, you have to pay so much. Ignorance is no excuse. You have to know the law. And you know the law and you follow the law. Otherwise there will be some reaction to it, some suffering. All right, I think it's time to have some kirtan, unless there's a very short question or comment, no? You're fine? Very good. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Glories to Damodar and Yashoda. Hare Krishna. So, Krishna.
Ska vi stå eller sitta?
Fråga chefen.
Emma, vad visste ni haft?
No, are we chanting the Gaurarti or the Damodar Astakam? Damodar, okay.
We offer the lamps.
I think then we stand up and we offer the lamp. And somebody who has to be responsible for the fire security, right?
Yeah, yes.
Very good. We shouldn't burn these lamps, so okay. So, oh, you did this good. So, yeah. Oh, you have already, good. I didn't see that. Okay. That be okay?
Yeah.
Should we do the Achman thing or without Achman? Yeah, we should do the Achman? Yeah, okay.
Så ska någon stå och...
Ja, kan man göra?
Ja.
Ja, kan man. Så någon av kidsen skulle kunna göra det till exempel. Oh, okay. Okay.
Ja. Hur många varv ska vi göra?
Yeah, I can make a demonstration. Yeah? Like we did. So there's somebody will be here and give you some on the right hand,
Yeah.
right? The one we say hello, just so we get purified like this. Yeah? And then you can take one lamp, carefully, light it. This. And there are Yashoda and Damodar. We do 7 clockwise around like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then do for the devotees here. Then put it here. And then we leave space and make our obeisances. Yes, you can do that if you want. Yeah. And Very good. Any questions? No. Simple. Right hand, water, 7 obeisances. Yeah? Okay. You want to sing? Yeah? Should I sing?
If you can.
Yeah, sure, no problem. And leave this to again, Emily. Oops. Namamishwaram Sachitanandarupam Dasat Kundalam Gokula Brajyamanam Namamishwaram Sachitanandarupam Dasat Kundalam Gokula Brajyamanam Namamishwaram Sachitanandarupam Lasat Kundalam Gokula Brajyamanam Lasat Kundalam Yashoda Biyolokala-davamanam Param Rishtamadhyam Tato Drutya Gopya Yashoda Biyolokala-davamanam Param Rishtamadhyam Tato Drutya Gopya. Somebody can play Kartalas? Udantamur Nitra Yugmam Rijantam Karambodya Yugmena Satanka Netram Rudantamur Nitra Yugmam Rijantam Karambodya Yugmena Satanka Netram Moshvashakampa Trire kanka kanta Stita graivam damodaram Bhakti badham Pushvasakampa Trire kanka kanta Stita graivam damodaram Bhakti badham Iti driksvalila virananda kunde Svagosami pajantam akyapajantam Iti driksvalilabi ananda kunde Svagosami pajantam akyapajantam Tadi yeshu tag yeshu bhaktarjitatvam Puna prematastam satabritti pande Yeshita Yeshu Bhaktarjitatvam Puna Prematastam Satta Pritivam Param Deva Mokshana Moksham Vadimva Nachanyam Brineva Pareshadapi Moksha Vadimva Nachanyam Brineva Pareshadapi Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Bala Sarame Manasya Virastam Imanya Idam Te Purnata Gopalabalam Sarame Manasya Virastam Imanya Idam Te Mukham Bodhyam Atyanta Nilai Kritam Kundalai Snigda Raktaischa Gopya Bodhyam Ajanta Nilai Kritam Kundalai Snigda Taischa Gopya Mohishchumbetam Bimba Raktadarambe Manasya Virastam Lam Lakshala Mohishchumbetam Raktadarambe Manasya Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodhuka Yalabdi Magnam Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabodhuka Yalabdi Magnam Kripa Drishti Vrishtyate Dinam Bhatanu Grihanesha Mahamayam Ejakshi Drishya Sthiyate Dinam Bhatanu Grihanesha Mahamayam Ejakshi Drishya Kuveratmaya Obada Murchaiva Yadvat Tvaya Mochita Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Veratmaya Bhada Murjai Bhajadvat Tvaya Mochita Bhakti Bhajau Kritau Cha Tata Prema Bhaktim Sakame Prajacha Namokshe Graho Mesti Damodareha Tata Prema Bhaktim Sakame Prajacha Namokshe Graho Mesti Damodareha Namaste Studamne Spura Dipti Damne Tvadiyodara Yata Vishvasya Damne Namaste Studamne Spura Dipti Damne Tvadiyodara Yata Vishvasya Damne Namo Adhikaya Tvadiyaya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tobhyam Namo Adhikaya Tvadiyaya Priyaya Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tobhyam Namam Vishwaram Satchitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kule Bradya Manam Namam Vishwaram Satchitananda Rupam Lasat Kundalam Go Kule Bradya Manam Yashoda Biyo Lukala Davamanam Paranrishta Matyanta Todrutya Gopya Biyo Lukala Paranrishta Matyanta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
I think maybe we need to sing the Shiman song.
Sing it?
Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Is there
Thank you.
somebody? You know the nation yourself?
By heart, no?
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Yes?
We do arti first? Okay. Okay. Okay.
After the...
Oh, okay. We do arti now.
We do our tune.
Come sing. Yeah, we tar bort.
Do we have Arctic somewhere?
Yeah, we have here. Please. No, this one is the yellow. Yeah. I need one. We see together. No, she could even It's cold. It's okay. Yeah. You want me to hold it for you? Yeah. Can we give it to someone else? Say very big.
Kiba Chande Arati Keshoba Jaya Gora Chande Arati Keshoba Janare Tatavane Janavani Tata Madhur, 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 Madhur,
Chalila Pravishtam, Paramahamsa Pravadikacharya Stuta Satashishimad, Mr. Bankgiro Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananta Bhutta Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, ISKCON Beauty Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Hare Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Hare Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kund Radha Giri Govardhana Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Haridham Ki Jai, Dwarakadham Ki Jai, Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Jagannathpuri Dham Ki Jai, Gangama Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Simara Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Harinam Sankirtana Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande, all glories to the Son of the Lord, all glories to the Son of the Lord, all glories to the Son of the Lord, all glories to the Son of the Lord. Ska vi ta namaste? Jag kan sjunga. Ska vi ofta samtidigt?
Ja, han brukar göra det i radio.
Någon du tar morfar?
Va? Nej, radio.
Radio, okej. Så. Hare Krishna.
Eller om du vill.
Ja, jag Bhakti har jeans, ja. Den är inte bra. Du kan göra, ja. Kom.
Ja, men jag behöver lilla boken.
Du har den papper.
De ligger här.
Du har den papper.
Texterna ligger uppe.
Du kan inte säga det. Oj, förlåt.
Namaste नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपदाय पदाय कृष्णपदाय स्वामी नमस्ते गौरव विचार विशेष
Say the final
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna, everyone. Now it is the end of our Sunday program, and next week the Lochan Prabhu will come and he will deliver the lecture on the appearance of the Radha Kundam Prabhu. So, thank you for the joining. Hare Krishna.
नहीं तो और उल्टा है
इसको करो नहीं ओके हाँ मैं वो ये करने का होता है
बंद हो जाएगा स्ट्रीम को तो बंद करना है ना
ओहो
अरे स्ट्रीमिंग को बंद करना
हाँ तो स्ट्रीमिंग बंद होता है चुप रहना